Wow, Leicester police station, fucking hell. They don't even want to touch the case, do they? No surprise there. I've noticed each individual police force doesn't want to touch these sort of cases, so each police force is corrupt in their own little way. Obviously over Leicester they're a little bit different, I suppose. They deal with these sort of cases, but this case is more in depth. So again, I've got nowhere. Obviously I've had to pull myself together a bit. I've got to ring up family rights group again today, ring up NSPCC today again. Obviously I'm thankful for being on probation for 18 months. So I've actually got a lovely probation officer who actually does help me in a kind of a way. But yeah, if there's anybody out there who's actually had an unlawful adoption or witnessed the child abuse or does actually have evidence of the police and their fucking corruption, whatever word you'll ever use, is I want you to please contact me, because I'm trying to build as many people as I can to come and force me to go against the social services.
Take the third exit onto A5460.
Because at the minute, I've got a few people who are following me, but I need more people. I need thousands of people. I need the UK. I'll have my laptop back later. I'm going to be making my own Facebook page, so everyone can start following me on that. At the end of the day, there's nothing to be afraid of speaking the truth. It is not exactly hard or rocket science to access the dark web to find out the truth, is it? But at the end of the day, it's fucking disgusting how a 1-year-old gets the Hep B virus by a sexually transmitted disease. We all know how it all works, but blood infections, if there's no deep wounds and there's no blood-to-blood contact, it either comes from sperm or it comes from saliva. Now you imagine it in your head how I feel, and it's my little girl. So that's why I need more people to come out, because these foster carers, what I previously abused my children, there could be more children what goes to these foster carers, and then more children and more cases are covered up. It has to stop. Social services cannot keep doing this and covering up the bullshit. I don't know how they even sleep at night. All they care about is their fucking money, getting their £1,000 reward for each child that goes into fucking foster care. And a stupid bitch of a social worker, Natalie fucking Johnson, the fucking wog. Is I will find out who you are, and I'll find out who your family are one day, and you will see face to face to me, and I'll give you the fucking AIDS infection. I'll inject the cunt into you. Plenty of junkies out there with them sort of diseases, I tell you. See how you fucking like it. But considering the children went into foster care and they was not at that address, which was what? It's for 6 for Willows in Abiston. They weren't at the address. Spent like a week in a fucking swamp. So the kids weren't at the address, and you got something called the Ankh symbol, an old Egyptian.
Exit the roundabout.
What goes years ago on the Egyptian side, they used to believe that you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and they remove some kind of part of your nose or something back in the Egyptian days. But then it came into Christianity. So the Ankh symbol, you've got the cross, and then you've got the Ankh symbol, stands for male and female. That stands for fertility. If you look back onto my Facebook, you will see the pictures of the Ankh symbol, and then you'll see the Ankh symbol on my 2-year-old daughter's fucking head. But apparently my daughter fell in a fucking bush. Please comment on that photo. If anyone believes that, fell in the bush. But the thing is, in their back garden, there weren't even a fucking bush that existed. Same as the gravel drive, a V-shaped cut in my daughter's chin. It wasn't a gravel drive anywhere, it's a tarmac fucking drive. These fucking idiot foster carers thought we're clever. Keep swapping and changing their fucking cars and use the
in 300 yards.
Decoy, don't they? Clearly.
Exit onto M69, heading to Birmingham.
But after having a mental health assessment this morning from the Avenue Clinic in Nuneaton, I've already been with them and they discharged me. But I've had a random phone call this morning asking me questions about my criminal record and what drugs do I take and things. Well, shouldn't they already know that on the fucking system? I had to ask the bloke, who the fuck are you working for? Because obviously me and Turner again, that manager, keeps referring it to mental health, because what, I feel like I want to kill my fucking self. Of course I fucking do. After having a fucking BMW X1 and doing 160, fucking flying down the motorway, of course I want to kill myself. I want to take the fucking car straight into the fucking Parliament. That's what I want to do, because it's disgusting. Everywhere I look now, I'm looking for see what someone's abusing a child, because I'll go and fucking kill them. I'm sick and tired of it. And it's to all the parents out there that have to fucking suffer, and they suffer in silence. And they're too scared to say anything. There's dads out there who clearly have been beaten by the police. They've clearly been arrested. There's maybe some in jail. Which
exit the roundabout.
I wouldn't mind actually interviewing a couple of people, a couple of dads maybe, what are in jail. It would be actually nice to actually
Continue on M69.
well have been for the same thing as me. At the end of the day, yeah, it's called fighting the government. But Tommy Robinson did it. He's got a family, he's got children. But fair play to that geezer. He done what he believed in. There's nothing wrong with freedom of speech. And I'm not doing anything wrong. But I know for a full fact that social services, they're trying their hardest to get the police to come and arrest me, I suppose, for doing what I'm doing. But fuck it. I guarantee I'll have people that'll help me out on the inside anyway. But still, I'll say it again. Children in the United Kingdom and UK children, English children, it's our children, it's our lives. They're not born for prostitution, they're not born for slavery, they're not born to be sold either. It's fucking disgusting. We are full of foreigners in this country. They're all into it. It's just constant everywhere you go. At the end of the day, I know women can have children, and they can have loads of children. But the problem is, if they lose the children, fair enough, you expect our system to look after our kids. We're not America. We're not the United States, are we? We're fuck all. Well, yeah, we've got an NHS system supposed to protect us. They're clearly not protecting me because I'm the one with a fucking brain tumor that's left in my fucking head. Whether or not if that fucking wants to grow, I end up dead anyway. So I haven't really got much to lose. I don't know anybody with a brain tumor what has the first scan and then just fucked off with no hospital appointments. I still haven't got my blood results either. My blood results are in Manchester somewhere with my daughters, but clearly they've fucked up somewhere down the line. I don't know what to do. So this court hearing, what we're going to be going to sooner or later, whether or not I'll be able to make it live, I don't know. Hopefully I will. It's not really going to be a court hearing about stopping an adoption order or fighting against each other. I'm going to be going in there stating the fucking truth. Because in America, in the United States and in different countries, child abuse is out there. Literally there's leaflets. There's leaflets of pictures, real pictures of children. But I've got belt buckle marks on them. Ones that have been abused severely, you can see it. Clear as day. And it's not nice at all to look at. But all us, we all sit there, we all go to work, and we don't do fuck all about it. We just allow children to get abused in the system. There's actually quite a few decent people out there who have actually done their own videos of catching paedophiles, message obviously underage girls. Obviously fair play to them, but they know as well. They can't exactly fucking batter them, they can't kill them. So I about guarantee some of these people have been confronted with a fucking paedophile and literally texting what? Maybe 8, 9-year-olds. But we're going even more depth into that. We're going for babies. Babies, what are abused? It's disgusting. And our NHS hospital, Warwick Hospital this is, Warwick Hospital thought that they could cover this fucker up by stopping me from going to that hospital. But every time I go closer to things and get to people, no one wants to go near this case because everyone just cares about their job. Do you know what? Who cares about fucking money? I fucking don't care about money. I've written off 2 brand new BMW X1s. They're 80 fucking grand, that is, 80 grand. All the Euro cars what I fucking writ off as well. Jesus, you gotta be talking about 200 grand. Do I fucking give a shit? Who gets suspended off mobility for life? I do, but do I care? No, I fucking don't. Because I've got my fucking kids. At the end of the day, this will just sit there for what? The next 20, 30 years. So then my kids what? Look at the social work. Then they want to know the truth. But then my kids might get married. They might have kids. But then they might not be able to have fucking kids because they've had this fucking virus. Which this virus can fucking stop women from having children later on in life. There's so many women out there that can't have kids because they were sexually abused when they were younger. Or an infection was just left. E.g. an infection, say chlamydia. You can have chlamydia but you can have those symptoms of that. It just stays there, but it doesn't do anything. It can potentially stop you from having kids. But what do? You obviously got to you just keep yourself clean, don't you, at the end of the day? But my daughter was 1 year old. She was left with this infection for so long, but a couple more days she would have died. And then it's a sepsis of an unknown source. There's no such fucking thing in the 21st century as sepsis of an unknown source. Who the fucking hell has sepsis of an unknown source? People will get blood infections, other junkies will go and the junkie's dead. People will use heroin. Unfortunately, they're the ones what get it, and mainly they're adults. Unless my daughter at 1 year old decided to get a razor blade and start having a fucking shave, but she never had any cuts, did she? So it couldn't have been blood to blood. Unless that dirty fucking prat, Ian, dribbled all in my daughter's mouth. But yeah, all the fucking marks, if you look on most of the marks, I can't show you half of them, because obviously it's my daughter's bits and whatnot. But still, it's fucking wrong. And once again, it starts a day where I have to have a mental health appointment, but they're asking me stupid fucking questions. What's the point of asking me stupid questions? I'm going to upload a document in a bit obviously a referral was made by the police for called me Josh Pountney. Everyone knows I'm Josh Pountney on Facebook, but to the government I'm Corey Lee Jones. But the funny fucking part about it is on the paperwork it says Josh Pountney and I was fighting outside my house. Well, I've got the 7 cameras on my property, it's all recorded. So the funny thing is what bullshit is that? That's a police official document. That's going to go into family courts, that is, on the oath. And people expect me to fucking what? Lie on the oath? Oh, I've lied on the oath before, but it's only because like, sometimes you have to, you little white lies as they call them. But what do you actually do in this day and age, eh? Because there's thousands, there's millions of children. I'm looking more into this fucking deal that dirty government's fucking done 9.2 fucking million. I wonder how much that is per child. So how many children is that what's going to be shipped over to the United fucking States for fucking prostitution? They're our children. We all love our children. There are some shitty fucking parents out there what do give birth and just dump their kids in a bush or something. Yeah, if mostly they're foreigners that do that sort of weird thing. But there's enough English citizens out there, there's enough English parents out there that stand by me and fucking fight this. Don't just sit there in the fucking quiet. Stand by me and fight and be fucking proud of it. And don't be afraid of social services. They are fuck all. I've had 12 years experience on social services. And believe me, I've had a fucking enough of them. We all can be bent and we all can be corrupt. But fuck the lot. And I tell you what, any day, there's a police camera.
In 2 miles.
Remote desktop computer. A remote desktop computer with PNC, which is police national computer. How can the fucking police investigate their own fucking camera and the Warwickshire County Council don't even fucking know about it? But the lens faces right at fucking my address. What's that to do? Stop me from going out, trying to fucking convict the fucking paedophiles that's abused my fucking kids? No. It's exactly the same as my other fucking kids. I've only just found out, 3.5 years later, that my fucking eldest daughter, Isabella Pountney, right? She had pinch marks all over her fucking body. I've only just found that out. They didn't fucking tell me that, did they? Did they fuck? They just said she had bruises to her head, arm, back and neck. And this is our foster system. Our foster system is a load of fucking wank. And all they do is hire fucking paedophiles. Paedophiles and fucking sexual child abuse is everywhere now. Didn't even know. Just all your Disney fucking films, all your little Disney cartoons and everything, like Monsters Inc. for instance. Monsters Inc., Daffy Duck, all them. If you watch very, very carefully and do your research properly, you will see there's sexual exploitation within them Disney fucking films. Which is them theories. Not the theories, it's them things what you see on some messages. I forgot what the words are. But I'll try and upload it, because I'll get my laptop later, I'll upload the videos of what it is. Every day when you sit down and watch a kid's film or a kid's cartoon, it flashes on your television. And there's symbols. Anyone who's been involved in social services, you will have your court paperwork, right? Now, it's mainly more...
Exit at junction.
They have symbols. A symbol with like a little love heart in it, and it goes round, they've got little circles around it. Now that symbol will be blue. Now that blue symbol...
In a quarter of a mile.
And you've got the symbol for girls. And then you've got the symbol for faith as well. Now these symbols is a sexuality towards children. That's the fucking problem.
Head southwest.
Sexual abuse in the system, which is more disgusting. You have your normal local paedophile, but does horrible fucking things and then maybe rapes a child. But then you've got the shit where children are brought and sold on that market. Obviously I don't know about this market because I wouldn't even go on it in a million years. I wouldn't even want to fucking go on it. But the market on the deep web, you can actually pick and choose your children you want to buy. It's fucking disgusting, that is. But the thing is, your local solicitor, your local social services, your local copper, local government, fucking wouldn't surprise me in the fucking Queen buys kids to fucking sexually abuse them. But mostly in the house department locked up. We don't even fucking know. It's all about money. Everyone cares about fucking money. I don't fucking give a fuck about money. But I'd love to know the price what they put on 1-year-olds or the price they put on 2-year-olds. You see, I get my facts from the fucking web. Because you can't do fuck all with Google. What does Google give you? A load of fucking lies. That's all it fucking is, a load of lies. That's to Google. So you just go a bit deeper. It might be against the law, but fuck it as well. Like I said, if I've ever got cancer and I've only got 6 months to fucking live, I'll be the next fucking Guy Fawkes. I'll fucking take it. I'll try and take the fucking parliament down. Anybody who knows about Guy Fawkes and that, end of the day, he done something he believed in, but we all sit down and celebrate it every fucking day. He didn't believe in fucking raping children and raping women. He didn't believe in slavery for fucking children. So he done something he believed in. There's a film called V for Vendetta. People have to watch that. If you actually watch it, you'll understand a little bit more. But it goes into a lot more depth than just sitting there celebrating Guy Fawkes on a bonfire. It really does. I don't know the laws on Scotland and that. They're a little bit different because Scotland are a lot more of their own country. But in a way, there's not as much of this shit up Scotland than what there is down here. Because Scotland have their own rules a little bit, their own traditions. But at the end of the day, it has to stop. There's no fucking way am I letting my children get a fucking doctor with a fucking price tag on them. There's no fucking way. So I don't know if people actually know what social services do, right? In the adoption, when you go through an adoption process, right? Children, what they do is they make a little poster. And they get the poster, because they did this to my eldest 2 children. And they literally put them in like a community base. So it could be a community or a church or something. And all the children sit on a mat with a fucking piece of paper. And then everyone walks around and they pick what fucking children they want. Like they're being sold. But all the poor little children, what is left behind, will feel unwanted and not wanted and unloved. But their poor parents are out there fucking fighting for them. Like I had to. Like I revoked an adoption order in Birmingham. They tried to adopt my kids, but they didn't fucking win. Because I fucking fighted and I fucking stopped it. But I still haven't fucking seen them because they're still fuck-assing around. But they're doing alright, they're happy at the minute. They've been with the same foster carers for quite a while now over in Birmingham, in Sutton Coldfield. But from the photos, they look happy and doing well. I don't want to disturb that because their education is very important. Seeing me after 3 years is going to affect them. But obviously I've got my 2 youngest children to deal with. The ones that basically have been hurt brutally. To actually watch your own fucking children scream a place down, you cannot change their own nappy because they're too scared. Because they don't want you to change their nappy because some dirty fucking man's hurt them. It's disgusting.
In 2 miles.
No mental health team's going to get that out of my head. No mental health team's going to know how I know my daughter got the fucking Hep B virus. But there is one thing I can do, is justice. And justice has to be paid whether it's against the law or with the fucking law. But I can't trust no fucker anymore. I ain't even got a fucking doctor no more. That's how fucking bad it is for me. If a tumour wants to grow, the tumour will grow and it just does what it's going to do, innit? But I could find a fucking way to remove the cunting thing myself. But I'm on a mission today to get everything fucking sorted. I've spent the past 4 days, fucking hell, crying my eyes out, having breakdowns. But I'll pick myself back up again and we go fight again. Because I just don't stop. That's the good part about having ADHD, I suppose. But I've got to find some fucking amphetamine to tell you. I don't do my medication till what? Another week, my dexamphetamine. That is a fucking Class B controlled drug in the United Kingdom, right? And they prescribe that to me, and it just removes my emotion. It's exactly the same as fucking base. That's why the police got so fucking pissed off at me. Because, yeah, have you taken any drugs? Yeah, of course I have. I took fucking amphetamine. Fucking idiots. WKD don't do, well, I've just found out that WKD, with all the fucking colourings in it,
In half a mile.
it actually helps ADHD. Which I didn't even know that fucker. That's a new one. Didn't realise that. That's why I'm so addicted to blue WKD, and it makes me feel fucking better. So, today, I'm just going to go get my laptop, sort a couple of things out. I've got another meeting with the priests in a bit, because I spoke to 5 priests,
Use the left turn.
and they really don't want to speak about this ant symbol, which I don't know why. Obviously, clearly they know something about this fucking bullshit ant symbol, so I'm not happy with it.
Continue for half.
I'm due to see the kids tomorrow,
In half a mile,
but I really don't want to, and I can't wait. It breaks my heart every day because I know for a full fact I don't know who's picking my kids up. So social services, what they keep doing is, people with autism like myself, is we struggle. And to all the autistic people out there and the people with ADHD, when our body burns out, it burns out, and we fucking, that's it. It's awful. But all the fucking bullshit photographs what I get, with people scribbled out in
Keep right.
later as well for you all. Obviously, you have to be sensitive, don't you? So when if you're a foster carer or you're a social worker,
Continue on M.
send some pictures over to a family what have lost their children. Why on earth would that family want to receive photos of their new family?
Use the left turn.
to exit at junction 2.
Now the strangest thing is ever, if you go through my Facebook,
Head west towards
you will see Isabel and Cyrus, and you'll see different pictures. Some at West Midlands Safari Park, some are at like Twycross Zoo, some of them are at Coombe Country Park. I've had a load of photos come through with one of the youngest children in the same places, on the same gorilla, with the same statue. So it's like an emotional abuse will get sent to me before I see my kids. Because unfortunately, when I get all my emotions go around, I end up struggling because my right arm and my right leg just stops working. And I get so overwhelmed with it, my body shuts down, I just fall asleep. That's what happened with all my car crashes. I just fall asleep and I pass out. That's how I had my crashes.
Exit the roundabout.
Onto the slip road.
I've got more control over these fucking anxiety, panic attacks, as we call them, but there's not much I can do about it. But when I start
In a quarter of a mile.
that's when it's frustrating because then everyone takes the fucking piss out of me.
Head northeast
Obviously
on
today I'm
Anstey
alright.
Interchange towards
Yesterday I
Hindley
wasn't
Road,
alright. I wasn't
Continue on Anstey
able to speak
Interchange for a
yesterday.
quarter of a mile.
Obviously last year my whole speech has gone a bit. I've got my own dictionary for God's sake. So, but I'm guessing that's down to the fucking brain tumour. I take it. I don't know. But yeah, I recorded myself speaking like a fucking baby. Mental. But obviously I'm running out of time anyway because I don't want this brain tumour to grow. I don't want to end up having a stroke or fucking an heart attack because I am a high risk to that due to the medication what I take. So when I've got my confidence up, that's why I have to just bash it out as much as I can. That's why I just keep doing my life.
Head northeast on.
But please, anybody, just follow me. Just follow me. I'll upload and hopefully get my new Facebook page uploaded sorted in a bit. But if you know anybody what's actually dealing with social services, against social services, or need a little bit of help, I can help out with a certain amount of things, considering I've dealt with them for 12 years. There is some social workers out there what actually don't, what will help out, but it all depends how selfish and fucking, well, how selfish they really are. But there must be more people out there to follow me. Obviously, a lot of people out there don't fucking like me, to be honest with you. But this ain't about fucking me. This is about the children and all the other children in the United Kingdom. So please, come and stand forward and help me out. Join me into a couple of groups if you know any groups. So I want to go to a couple of meetings if I can. I know there's a thing what I've just followed on Facebook against social services. I'm actually interested in that, but I don't really want to be doing just Facebook. I actually want to have meetings with other people and meet other people what are like me, what have ADHD and autism like me, what have had their disabilities and their disabilities taken the piss out of. Just because I'm fucking now disabled doesn't mean fuck all. I'm still the same person, I'm still the same dad, just a little bit slower. But I shouldn't have to fucking have the piss taken out of me. I shouldn't be discriminated because I'm fucking disabled either. And that's what social services have done to me. And to every fucking social worker and contact worker what's sat in front of me and they think that you can lick my arse and be all nice and polite after they fucking kept that dirty little secret. Because we all know when someone's lying, when they're all sweating and all over the place and everything, and now they're not. Like as a contact worker, anyone knows that. Paula, her name is Paula G. She's a fucking asshole. Literally, she was so too interested in running out the fucking door and stopping me from giving my own kids a kiss and a cuddle. She fucking fell over backwards, holding my youngest daughter, and nearly landed on my fucking other one. Like, what a fucking idiot she really is. And then another contact worker, Joe. But when I fucking see her, whether her husband's a fucking biker or fucking not, I'm gonna fucking give a bitch a fucking slap. Fucking abused the fuck out of me, she did. Literally. Constantly. She even admitted scratching my daughter on the face. What the fuck? I made a referral on that one to say she didn't know fuck all about it.
In a quarter of a mile.
I was talking to her about the mark on my daughter's arm. Another scratch. But no, she was like, oh, that mark on her face. What the hell? Just admitted to making a mark on my daughter and nothing gets done about it. And that's at Hillary Road in Eton. Fucking Hillary Road in Eton stinks, for fuck's sake. And King's House in fucking Bedford. Just a fucking bunch of knobs. And then
Turn left onto.
It's emotional to be a social worker, even to be a contact worker. They do safeguarding rules. They do obviously tests to even get the fucking job, to even get past the first stage of it.
Continue on B.
You have to know all your safeguarding. What do you do if you've got an aggressive parent? What do you do if a child's kicking off? What do you do if you see marks on the children? Everyone has that duty of care, but social workers are supposed to have more of a duty of care because they know. Really, I'll be good as a social worker. You've got different signs of children. Like, at the minute, what we're doing with my two children, my two youngest, is forcing sharing on them. They're forcing sharing, but the thing is, they're classed as abused children. You don't force nothing on an abused child. There's different ways to do things. The police do their way of investigating things and they're dealing with children, and then you've got social services and they're supposed to do a special way. There's certain ways they're supposed to communicate, and then when a child, the saddest thing is when a child turns around and says to you, "Bad man's gone down, Daddy," that breaks your heart. Because the bad man has gone, because I got rid of the fucking bastard. But when the child goes, "My daddy don't hurt me," when the child's going to the toilet, that's sad. That's a child trying to communicate with you. And when the child goes, points at her backside and she points at her arm, she's trying to tell you, someone's grabbed her arm, someone's slapped her ass. Obviously my youngest one, the one that ended up with the Hep B virus, went in hospital. Fortunately for her, one of my last contacts with both them children when they left the previous foster carers.
In a quarter of a mile.
I've had a child what's actually been on me, so tight, squeezing me, screaming the whole place down, red raw in the face, with 3 nail scratch marks across the fucking face. My God, I went in such a panic. All I did was just rang up the fucking. I was with my partner. I had no choice because I didn't know what to do. What do you do? And literally their excuse was it happened a few hours ago. A child does not scream like that for 2-3 hours. Every single fucking mark, every nail mark it was, always from a thumb mainly. Because you know for a full fact, if you grab a child hard enough by the arm, so the child tries to run across the road and you grab that child by the arm, you will leave 4 fingerprint marks and a thumbprint mark. And by the thumbprint mark, if you've got long nails, you'll leave a scratch. Well, literally, that's what it was.
In 100 yards.
I don't know if the child ran across the road. Well, one of the children tried to run across the road, I don't know. But I just know that for a full fact, it was fucking wrong. And these are, the most common thing ever is eczema. Please, obviously, if people are out there, right, please understand, right? I know people don't want to hear this. A child heals within 7 days.
In 200 yards.
Right?
Continue straight
And
onto
it's
School Road.
wrong. I don't know how a human body heals that quick. But when a child's sexually abused in any kind of way, it doesn't have to be absolutely crazy. It's if a child's like internally damaged out. But they heal in 7 to 10 days, and it's most common. If you notice any kind of child abuse, it has to be reported to the NSPCC, because the most common thing they do is a fucking nonce will take the child to normal doctors.
In 200 yards.
Normal doctors don't do child medical reviews. They're not paediatricians. It's a paediatrician what would do that, and it always has to be someone independent, because it's to protect it's to protect children, it's to protect the foster carers, and it's also to protect people's jobs. And usually what happens is they'll go to hospital. Can be
In 200 yards.
an independent paediatrician will obviously check the child over. If they suspect anything, which is obviously a child abuse in any kind of way, they will say so, because they can look at bruises and photos and examine a child quickly and notice it. If they need to, they can notice, they could get a bruise, what was done say by a fist or a slap, and notice it weeks after. But what they do and social services do is they get
In a quarter of a mile.
they say nowadays, they ring up now because of coronavirus. They get the foster carers to take the children to a normal doctor, say 5 to 6 days later. After it's 5 to 6 days later, that covers the foster carer's arse, right? And then the foster carers say there's no concerns, the doctor sees no concerns. Doctors do not get involved. Obviously, 5 to 6 days later is too long gone. So the doctors just say, yeah, it's eczema. Obviously, a doctor's reputation and the wages, what a doctor's on, fucking hell, they literally made referrals every 5 minutes for child abuse. There wouldn't be any doctors, they'll all be sacked, wouldn't they? So they don't want to be involved. But the normal protocol is you call 999, or you send a child straight to hospital, and it's called a CP medical. The CP medical is only intense when it is maybe sexual child abuse. Obviously that's when they have to have a physical examination. But an STI test on a child is only what? A swab. It's not that bad really. Obviously I had to have my eldest daughter, she had a medical examination when she was 3 years old. Obviously it was a bit weird because it was like 3 months after the incident happened. But that actually destroyed me. I ended up smoking, I smoked a lot of crack after that one. But you know, what can you do about it? But thanks to probation again, I got through that and come through the other end of it. But here we go through all this lot, which is a lot worse. But the CP medicals are so important because you notice child abuse, so you notice your children's been hurt, or let's just say what happened to me is my daughter's laying on the floor crying her eyes out and I can't change her nappy. And you've got all the evidence, you've got the marks, you've got the horrible smells, you've got all the behaviours of a child. And then you want a CP medical and it's refused, obviously, because I've had 14 CP medicals refused. And then they go to the doctors, but I was right about everything, because I knew for a full fact when I handed the red books over at the beginning that they'll end up double jabbing my daughter, because I'll cover it up, won't they? Because these jabs, obviously, they're to stop Hep B, they're to stop, obviously, mumps and measles and all that. And because they're so young, they double jabbed my fucking daughters, didn't they? Obviously, maybe, I don't know why, maybe they're thinking a double jab might fucking stop the virus from spreading to the liver, but who fucking knows? But then, one of the marks was on my daughter's head, a fucking massive bump and a half, I couldn't believe it. Living out, she ain't got brain damage, how big that bump was. Obviously I had to call the ambulance that day, and I said to social services, I was like, right, this is how paedophile fucking works, yeah? 5 weeks from this day, the children will be squeaky clean, really, really clean, and they were, weren't they? Fucking hell, their hair was done and all nice and clean. But then previously, you know, they had proper the smell. Obviously, there's no such thing as you can't smell neglect. But I'll tell you what, my uncle's fucking feet's bad. My God, it smelled worse than my uncle's feet. That's a bacterial smell, some serious infection, that is. But it's still nothing. They didn't bother just taking any notice, but there's all squeaky clean. Dead on 5 weeks from that day. Oh, here we go. Marks happen again. Knew it. I was right. You see, I was right. I'm right about it all, because the photographs all blew up. All the photographs, obviously, I've had to study fucking how a paedophile fucking brain works. I've had to study so much about it all. It's made me physically fucking sick to read it. But I have to do that to obviously
In a quarter of a mile.
stop this unlawful adoption order.
Continue straight onto Bulkington Road, B4029.
But when you raise concerns to social services, then clearly, you know, when they clearly don't want to listen, or they're covering it up, aren't they? Now it's like making a complaint. When you make a complaint to social services, people live in the Warwickshire, it's Warwickshire County Council. Warwickshire County Council are the ones that deal with the complaint. Now, usually, because this is what you do, this is what I've done with Birmingham. Stage 1 complaint. When you're not happy about stage 1 complaint, stage 2 complaint, and you get a private investigator. That could be anybody in the country. So a private investigator comes along, and obviously they do their own investigations. I mean, what they do,
In a quarter of a mile.
each of them individual, what was basically involved.
B4029.
If you're still not happy with the outcome, and you go straight to stage 3. Stage 3, and if you're still not happy with stage 3, then it goes to the ombudsman. That's when it goes to the government. Now, it's supposed to go to the local ombudsman and the government. That's when you start playing with the big boys down at there, and then things can start happening. But I've made a couple of complaints, but it never even fucking left. It never even went to Warwickshire County fucking Council, has it? It's gone through Mia Turner, the social worker manager, and sort of come back to me. So you make a complaint for a bitch to fucking reply back to the complaint. Work that out. So it's you're on the phone, you tell them about your complaint, and it's a social worker's manager, and then she writes it all down, and then she replies to herself, and then sends it back to you. Ever so fucking weird. Today my main mission is to get my subject to access. I've got my subject to access reports off the police, because obviously, as a freedom of rights, you're entitled to have, obviously, any CCTV, what's in the public. You're allowed to have your criminal record, and you're allowed to have basically any paperwork on social services on your children and on yourself.
In 50 yards.
And that's called a subject to access right. Anybody can request that. It's very handy to request that you're involved with social services, because you can find out information unless people start removing it and tampering with the fucking thing. But yeah, I've had my police one come through sound. Obviously, there's lots of discrepancies in there. That's why my full complaint.
In 300 yards.
IPCC or IPCO, which is the Independent Police Commissioner's Office. Obviously, the Neaton Police Station, obviously, they haven't responded within their 15 working days of my complaint. I'll be suing their fucking arse out of what they've done to me. They're just a bunch of fucking nonsense in my...
You have arrived.
The Neaton Police. So, obviously, that's getting sorted out. But then, where is the children's subject to access reports? I requested that 3 months ago. That is for me to have all the information on my kids and what social services got in Warwickshire. And it usually comes from Warwickshire County Council. Now, there's quite a few lies. At Hillary Road, there is clearly a couple of CCTV cameras. I've requested for evidence on them because there's lies. Apparently, I was arguing with somebody again. I'm always arguing with somebody or beating somebody up, apparently. People won't know me now, I'm not a fighter. I'm far from a fighter at all. Don't go around beating people up, for fuck's sake, for fun. But I haven't got the CCTV either. That's a weird one. So they're trying their hardest to keep this all away from me. So, hopefully when I ring them up today, I'll be able to get it. I've got to send an email to this, I don't even know what this people, it's somewhere down in London. I've got to send an email to these people down in London to hopefully these pick it up. And unfortunately, it's a shame I can't just send all the images what I've actually got on my phone. But obviously sending pictures obviously are explicit at the end of the day, and obviously I don't want everyone just looking at my kids in that kind of way. So, but if anyone can help and anyone can come forward, please contact me, right? My number should be on my Facebook. People should be able to contact me in any kind of way. I've still got the same number, I've had it for years. But the more people what come together, and the more people, once it starts going to the newspapers and people's stories are out there, social services will back down, especially Hillary Road. Hillary Road social services need shutting the fuck down, they really do. But thanks for listening.